of Sussex at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit. It was one of her most grounded and insightful conversations yet. I watched the whole thing, and here are my takeaways from 4 standout clips. In this first clip, Meghan talks about With Love Meghan, the holiday special, what's next, and what she's learned from building a new creative project.
There's a general interest in, will we be seeing a season 3 of With Love Meghan? Will it be on Netflix? Do we know?
Well, the holiday special is coming out in November, and it's a really good one. So I think looking at that format, again, it's a year of learns. So we're able to say 8 episodes for 2 seasons. It's a lot of work.
What I love here is how she talks about a year of learns. That's not corporate speak. That's humility. She's acknowledged that building something authentic takes time and refinement. She's also showing that this project isn't about rushing content. It's about crafting something meaningful and sustainable. That's what real creative leadership looks like. And speaking of leadership, her next answer dives right into social media and why she's being intentional about how and where she shows up online.
I wanted to think about or talk about how you are using social media to pair content and commerce and promotion. You took a hiatus from Instagram. You came back.
January. Ooh, it's changed.
You're back. You're in action. But you're not on TikTok. I'm
Not
curious.
yet.
Why, will you be going on TikTok?
I don't know. I mean, I think, look, I have had a very complicated relationship with social media, as you can probably imagine. And I also recognize the role that it plays in business. Part of it is, equally the work that you were talking about earlier. My husband and I spend a lot of time working on online harms, specifically surrounding protecting our children, not ours personally, but all of our children, for what they're susceptible to in the online space. So I'm sensitive to that. I also recognize that if you can show up in these spaces and be on the side of good, there is tremendous value in that also. So we're going to continue to expand the footprint in the social and digital space for the brand. For me personally, I don't know. The last time I was on Instagram, you guys, Boomerang was a thing. That was a long time ago. So having started in January, I just started to explore and play in the same way that anyone else does when they're online. I just happen to do it with a little bit more attention.
She's striking the balance between digital responsibility and brand growth. What stood out to me is when she said, if you can show up in these spaces and be on the side of good, there is tremendous value in that. That's the perfect description of how she operates. Cautious, thoughtful, and still optimistic about using platforms for something meaningful. And the boomerang joke, that's her reminding everyone she can still be serious and be self-aware, which is part of her charm. Then there's the question we all wrestle with. How do you engage online without getting drowned by negativity? And this clip is all about that. In this next part, Meghan talks about how she handles feedback, protects her peace, and still finds a way to connect with her supporters.
It's like people want to be hearing from you, but then they have lots of opinions that they stick in there that are not welcome, not helpful. And I'm curious, as you are, founders always have to look for signals in what's working, what's not working, how do I tinker, how do I pivot? How are you able to decipher out like the constructive from obviously the not constructive that you need to ignore?
Well, there are certain things that I've done just for my own self-preservation, but also that I've applied to the brand and for the people that are incredibly supportive. I know, the question can be around naysayers, but if you really see the groundswell of support that surrounds the brand and me, that's what I feel the most, and that's what I appreciate. But by design, I also recognize that a lot of those people aren't going to my page to see negativity. And so not just protecting myself or the people that work with me, but also the supporters. So I don't have the comment section on. That's a choice. And yet part of that challenge that I was trying to solve for was, then how do I create community? That is so key to this brand, and it's so key to how I like to show up in the world. How do we actually connect if you can't have comments and exchange? So my social media manager would send me screen grabs of different things that people were posting in their UGC. And I said, okay, what am I going to do here? They said, you could do a text overlay and respond. And I said, Oh no, in the same way that on my own camera roll at home, I'll zoom in and I can scribble a little note and send it to a friend. I've just started this construct where I will start writing in my handwriting a note to users who put up content. So I said, let's find small and creative ways to engage the community and let them know that I'm listening, that I really see and appreciate their feedback.
This is a masterclass in digital boundaries. She's saying, yes, I turned off the comments, and that's okay. Instead of letting negativity live rent-free, she's found another way to build connection by handwriting notes to users who post supportive content. That's creative and very personal. It shows you don't have to sacrifice your well-being to be accessible. You can design community in your own terms. And she ends the conversation with a topic that's always been central to her: financial independence. In this final clip, Meghan breaks down why financial independence matters, especially for women, and how it ties into legacy.
For a final question, I know financial independence has always been important to you, and you've said that it's the most empowering thing. I agree. And I think all the women in this room who are incredibly hardworking, every job is hard, but these career women also would agree. How do you think about that? Because you had a whole career, very successful before you got married. You're having a whole other career now. What's the importance of financial independence to you?
Well, financial independence is what gives you the freedom of choice. And I think in this day and age, we all need to be able to have our autonomy. That is a huge element of that. Financial literacy, for that reason, is something that I spend a lot of time on, specifically for young girls and their empowerment. And I think as women, especially in a room like this, we can all probably agree that as women, when we're supporting each other for all of these elements that might not necessarily be the ones that people want to hear us talk about, there's nothing taboo. Doesn't need to be anything taboo about talking about our financial independence or our independence overall. And as women, when we support each other, we are not simply supporting each other's lives. When I'm supporting or investing in another female founder, I am investing in what she is going to do for the culture, for her business, the legacy she's going to leave, how that brand, if it's a CPG brand, is going to show up in people's homes. So it is all.
Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is officially a Signal Awards Gold winner. Her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, has just taken home the Gold Listener's Choice Award in the category of business people and entrepreneurs shaping culture. Produced by Lemonada Media, this marks Meghan's return to podcasting. And what a comeback. In just one season, she created a platform that redefined what it means to build, lead, and innovate as a woman in business. This award isn't just about a podcast. It's about impact. It's about women who build from the ground up, who turn vision into legacy. And it's a reminder that when Meghan speaks, the world listens. Not because of her title, but because of her voice. Congratulations, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and the entire Lemonada team on this monumental win. Once again, she's shaping culture, not chasing it.
Can we give a shout out to Meghan at the Fortune Magazine conference? Can we give a shout out to this Rachel Zane-esque ensemble? Oh my God. Every time I think I know how she's going to dress, I'm wrong, but this was delicious. Anyway, back to the interview. Short as it was, there were some key takeaways, and here were the two for me. We need to teach financial literacy very, very young, particularly when it comes to young girls, because even though I have a wedding ring on my finger, my husband taught me how to pay bills because we were first-time homeowners very, very young. I mean, very young. The youngest, I think his parents were 19 when they became homeowners. My parents were 29 when they became homeowners. So me being a 23-year-old with keys to the house, I don't take that for granted. But despite my husband being the breadwinner of this house and paying every bill you can think of, and even if we go to a restaurant or I go to pump gas, he's like, put that money away, I got you. I still have to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. I still have to, God forbid anything happens to my husband, but this place still has to spin, and we have a child to take care of, and I will have a child to take care of if anything happens to him. So I am very cognizant of how the budgeting goes in this house. As a matter of fact, my husband went from being the accounting of the house, and he pulled me aside and said, if anything happens to me, you're going to be a well-off lady. However, I need to show you some things. And he just showed me the ropes. And I don't take that for granted. That's something a lot of guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is something a lot of guys will not take the time out to show their wives slash girlfriends, because they just don't care what happens after they're gone. It's like, fend for yourselves. So what Meghan said was very imperative. Women, if you are not business savvy in your own household, then you're probably not going to be business savvy when you go outside. That's just, those two things got to connect, okay? Second thing is, oh my God, not Meghan out here fighting for the Sussex squad. You know, we've been hearing for months since Meghan got on Instagram how, why did she turn her comment section off? We want to be able to abuse her. And she understands you fuck faces in your obsession with her, but she also is very conscious of us, the supporters, who want to drop a line and go, oh my God, Meghan, you're the greatest, but we won't be able to because we will get drowned out by just bots and bullshit. So she found this niche way to connect with us, and that is through the As Ever stories. And a lot of people are like, yeah, it's just people posting stuff. That's her talking to us. And I've seen many of my followers, I saw some of their stuff on her stories, and I'm like, yeah, you got a shout out. So just know Meghan sees all of that, guys. That's just not going through her social media people and they're just posting it on her behest. She sees everything. So give yourself a round of applause if you are one of those people that was featured on her stories. But this is what she was talking about. She doesn't just talk it, she walks it. If she's going to be teaching healthy habits on social media, what she's not going to do is have a troll account, wink, wink, if you know, you know, nor is she going to allow her support system, which is us and others, her friends, her loved ones, get abused, because they get abused enough. We get abused enough as it is just for saying we love Meghan and Harry. She's not going to open up those lines of abuse. So here's what I'm proposing, and this is going to be a tough one. I would never tell an adult how to run their socials. However, I do get tired of when, and this goes for me too, I do get tired of if there's something in relation to Meghan, just solely about her, not anybody else, I have to swim through cow dung to basically get to someone saying, I love Meghan. So I think we should do two things. I think we should better manage the comment sections. I know some of us go viral more than others. I think we should control that. I seriously think so. Just take the time out to do a clean sweep on something you post. Also, turn the comment section off won't hurt. As a matter of fact, I'm turning the comment section on this bad boy right now because I'm really not looking for opinions. I just wanted to say this really quick and keep it moving. But I love business Meghan. She is so, I know she's articulate. I know she's educated, but my God, I have never, ever heard anyone have a vernacular like hers who has a British royal title. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
She's a businesswoman, a TV star, a host, a producer, an actress, a philanthropist. She's one of the most influential, popular, wealthy women in the world.
My husband and I were in an overall deal with Netflix, and then not dissimilar to Higher Ground and the Obamas deal. Once that had come to its term, the extension of it, which was such an incredible sign of the strength of our partnership, was now being in a first look deal, which is also exciting because it gives us flexibility to go to our partners first, and then at the same time to be able to shop content that might not be the right fit for Netflix but has a home somewhere else. So I think my intention would be to have really bespoke, small retail collaborations, do some interesting ones as well in global territories, and then of course as you think about scaling, You know, it's a brand that's accessible, but it still has a quality that feels as though it's masstige. And so when we think about larger retailers, I think in the next couple of years that would make sense.
I've never hacked a phone or told anybody else to hack a phone, and nobody has produced any actual evidence to prove that I did.
Journalists found out that if the celebrity hadn't changed their PIN code,
yeah, you can access their voicemail.
you can access their voicemail just by tapping a number. Now, are you really telling me that journalists aren't going to do that?
Yeah.
If they know they can ring up Charlotte Church's mobile phone, listen to all her messages, right? Now, all you have to do, and I know it's hard because celebrities don't like doing anything for themselves, is actually change your security number.
Yeah, I've changed my security number.
And now you don't have to worry.
Hello, my people, Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you guys. Mambos. William. These people, their jobs are watching what His Royal Highness Prince Harry and Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex and Meghan Sussex are doing out here for them to copy. But I tell you, this weekend, the Sussexes were out. Did y'all see? Y'all see what the Notorious JTB was talking about? Did y'all see our queen? Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex. Girl, it just makes me so happy to call you with all those titles that you got. You married into those titles. You did not steal them. You signed your name off of that paper. Yes, and you deserve all the honor. The Duchess of Sussex, girl, oh my goodness. I love you, my queen. She came out with her husband popped out. So, my thing was, William and the ex-wife mattress from Edinburgh University, St. Andrews, the yacht girl, Kate Mamberton. I wonder what's going on with Mamberton. How did she hasn't copied this part here? I thought they were really genius at copying this too, but it turns out sometimes there are things that they are limited. Yeah, they can't copy. They can't copy this part. They cannot copy happiness. How do you even copy happiness? You got all the billions, sleeping all the billions, inherited all the Duchy of Cornwall. Mambos is still living in a cottage. It's called Adelaide Cottage. I wonder if that cottage was some kind of prostitution. You heard me. Yes, I go finish some words. I wonder if that's what that Adelaide Cottage was for. Was it for the rough something like you know Connie Bob my mouth? Oh, Reba Anderson. I'm telling you, my queens, my mouth is so bad. Cookies and queens. Like if I'm getting no VD, where y'all guys, my queens, y'all need to come and help my mouth because my mouth be running so smoothly. Oh God, help me. She is living in them cottages, and she be locked up in those cottages. And meanwhile, the future Queen of England, Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Sussex, was out with her husband looking all cute. Oh my goodness. That girl, who gave birth to you? Who gave birth to you? Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Sussex. Who gave birth to you, girl? I cannot believe that's how beautiful you look in all those dresses. You look like an angel. Oh my goodness, Miss Dory, you be giving birth to those kind of kids, and you only gave birth to one. You should have popped the other second one so they could be wrestling together. Like me and my sister Katie be sitting down here, we'd be wrestling. And you just popped out that one, and that beauty, we just can't get enough of it. We needed more. We needed you give birth to 3 of those ones. But no worries, you did good. We got Princess Lilibet right now here. She's gonna come up and they're gonna be beautiful like our mama. I can't wait. Oh, Kate, Meadowbum, girl, you in trouble. You know some stuff, it's easy to copy. You can't always copy these kind kind of stuff. You cannot copy relationship. You cannot copy a natural anything like that. This love, it's hard to copy that. Girl, you need to go back to go look for your Sir Richard. You need to go look for all those grandpas that you be hanging around long time ago, around those yachts. Girl, you are done. Guys, I'm going to focus on my road. The success is doing good. That's all I want to see in my life. Every time I see them happy, I am happy. Every time I see them smile, I smile. Because I tell you what, we are just going to keep our bright smile on these people. And I'm telling you, by the time we're done with these people, Mambo's gonna be in Operation Bridges reading on her. The bridges gonna be reading on her. They're gonna prison Diana her. Bye, Felicia. I'll talk to you guys again later. I love you. Bye, Success Squad. Please go subscribe to my brother, the Notorious JTB's channel on here on YouTube. Also look for the Notorious JTB _ 2.0. That's on TikTok. And also look for the Notorious for the house of success also belong to the Notorious JTB. And do not forget to go to the Raw Success to follow, subscribe to my brother. He's a Raw Highness Baron Success. His channel is called Royal Success. And also do not forget to go to Weezy's channel. That's Isabella Back, Weezy Success. I love you, my queen. God bless all of the Success Squad. We all have the last name.